Hey everyone, today I'm going to share with you something called the knowledge trap, which is a mental barrier that stops a lot of us from taking action and has often stopped me from taking action, and I'll share a few things with you. It was 7 a.m. this morning. I'm sitting in my living room and I had just finished reading a book called Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. Great book, full of techniques on how you can live your life powerfully and run your brain. And as I got to the end of this book, he had this line that, after summarizing the entire book, says, so if you've read this book and gained a lot of knowledge, but you haven't applied it in any way, then we both will have wasted our time. I read this line and I said, how much have I used from this book throughout my having read it? And it really made me question how much of it I put into action. Some of it, but not that much. And that's nobody's fault but my own. And that's because I fell into something called the knowledge trap. So in Dale Carnegie methodology, we have something called the cycle of performance change. It basically describes 4 steps that we need to take in order to achieve the results we really want in our life. And if we're reading any kind of personal development book like I was doing, it's because we want to achieve some kind of new result and we got to take some new actions. So the 4 steps are, number 1, define the result that you want to get. Number 2, get a really burning, strong attitude that says, I want this, I'm going to get it. Number 3, get the knowledge you need. And finally, number 4 is practice. Practice till it becomes a habit. Practice till it becomes a skill. And then that will lead you to the result that you want to get. Now, between the 3rd and 4th step, which are knowledge and practice, there's something called the knowledge trap. This is where we don't want to practice. I don't need to practice. I don't need to apply this. It's okay. I know it. I read the book. I know the knowledge, and that's good enough for me. Well, that's actually just something that we tell ourselves because we don't want to practice because it's uncomfortable. It's outside our comfort zone. So there are a lot of things in a lot of the books I've read that I just never did, and now I don't even remember what they are because I never practiced them, and I never took any action because it was uncomfortable. Just think for yourself if there ever was a time that you read a book and it told you to take all kinds of great action. You read the book because you wanted a result, but ultimately, now today you don't even remember most of what was in the book. It's one of the reasons why it's great to take a live in-person training, which is the industry that I work in. You're there in the room with the trainers. They're coaching you. They're going to kick your butt right outside your comfort zone. They're going to make sure you practice and get uncomfortable. They're going to hold you accountable to do the things you said you were going to do. Now, that's what's great about live in-person training, but if you're reading a book, all there is you and the book. So what do? This reminds me of something very interesting that Dale Carnegie has at the beginning of each of his books. He has a section called 9 Suggestions on How to Get the Most Out of This Book, and I'm going to share a few of them with you right now. Underscore each important idea. Take a pen and literally underscore the idea in the book. That's like way outside my comfort zone. I hate writing in books. What else? Apply these principles at every opportunity. Use this volume as a working handbook to solve your daily problems. Wow, imagine if we actually used our books in this way instead of just reading them cover to cover and not applying anything. Keep notes in the back of the book showing how and when you have applied these. That's like a success diary in the back of the book showing how you've used these things. You know what? Next personal development book I read, I am committed to doing at least those 3 things. Even though I hate writing inside a book, I will. Because I know that's going to take me to the result that I want to get. So my challenge to you today is this. When you're reading a book on any personal development subject, the next time you pick up that book to continue reading, make sure that you have applied at least one thing that you learned from that book before you continue reading. Do just that one thing, and you will be one step closer to achieving the results you want. This is Daily Inspiration. Please, if you like this video, leave a comment below. Leave a comment letting us know if you liked it, what you liked about it, and let us know what you'd like us to talk about in future videos. My name's Oren Weintraub, and this is your Daily Inspiration.